A stranger outside the gate can make a family afraid, but sometimes the danger does not arrive with footsteps in the yard. Sometimes it begins with one sample touched too early, one price idea heard by the wrong person, or one quiet worker who suddenly disappears without a word. That morning, Alex stopped asking only who was watching them from outside and started asking who had already spoken from inside. Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a peaceful day. Today, we'll follow Alex and Tu Na as one touched sample, one missing worker, and one quiet suspicion begin to shake the trust inside their workshop. He brought the boxes out himself. That became another new rule. For premium samples, movement stopped at the gate. Visitors did not need to see the full process. Delivery people did not need to stand beside pricing notes. Kindness did not require open access to everything. Before handing over the boxes, Alex took one last photo of them beside the gate. Tu Na noticed his hands. They were steady. Hers were warmer now. The shipment left down the dusty road, tied carefully to the back of the motorbike. Henry waved. Buy fruit. For a few seconds, everyone watched until the motorbike turned past the trees. Tu Na let out a breath she had been holding. Then Alex's phone rang. The sound cut through the yard. He looked at the screen. It was Adam. Tu Na saw the name and stood still. Alex answered. Hello, Adam. At first, he only listened. Then his eyes changed. Not panic, not anger, something colder. Tu Na stepped closer. Alex said, "When did you notice?" A pause. Henry stopped swinging his feet. Alex looked toward the closed workshop door, then toward the road where the shipment had disappeared. Finally, Alex said, "Do not open anything else yet. Send me photos of the outer tape, the label, and the weight record." Tu Na's face went pale again. "What happened?" she whispered. Alex ended the call slowly. For a moment, the whole house seemed to hold its breath. Then he looked at her and said, "The sample shipment may have been tampered with before dispatch." No one spoke, not even Henry. Outside the gate, the village road looked the same as always. But inside the yard, everything had changed, because now Alex understood the problem was not only who had seen the samples, it was who had touched the journey between the workshop and trust. And this time, he would not search with anger. He would search with records, with patience, with care, for the truth, and with one quiet promise inside him. No matter who had spoken, no matter who had opened what should have stayed closed, he would not let doubt take the place of the family he was trying to protect. But the uncertainty itself was enough to teach them something. A sample shipment should never depend on memory. So Alex opened box 3 in front of Tu Na and one worker. He checked the fruit, the tag, the weight, and the label. Then he repacked it, photographed it again, sealed it, signed the tape, and wrote the new time in the notebook. Silent corrections create future confusion. Recorded corrections create calm. By late afternoon, the sky had turned gray. A thin mist of rain darkened the dirt path outside the bamboo gate. Batang prepared to leave, but before stepping out, she turned to Tu Na. "Eat before you worry tonight." Then she looked at Alex. "And you. Do not let silence become another burden for her." Alex did not defend himself. "Please call me when you can." Not, "Where are you?" Not, "What did you do?" First, safety, because even suspicion should leave room for humanity. No reply came. The shipment was scheduled to leave before noon. Alex checked the boxes one final time. Tu Na stood nearby, stronger than yesterday but still quiet. Batang's warning seemed to sit between them. Doubt inside a home can break more than pressure outside it, so they moved carefully. Together. Tu Na read the batch numbers aloud. Alex checked the notebook. A worker checked the tape. Henry sat on the porch with a bowl of porridge, swinging his feet, watching the adults like he knew the day mattered, but did not know why. When the delivery motorbike arrived at the gate, Alex did not let the driver enter the workshop, and the empty space where Min usually stood felt louder than anyone's voice. Tu Na wanted to return to the table, but Alex stopped her. "Today, you only check from here. I can still work." "I know," Alex said. "That is why you need to stop before your body stops you." She looked at him. Alex lowered his voice. "The samples are not the only thing I almost failed to protect." Tu Na's eyes softened. It was not a grand apology. It was better. It was true. That afternoon, Alex compared the photos from the previous day with the boxes waiting for dispatch. Box 1 matched. Box 2 matched. Box 3 had a small difference. The inner paper had been folded differently. Maybe Tu Na had done it while tired. Maybe a worker had adjusted it. Maybe someone had opened it. There was no proof yet. I know." After Ba Tang left, the house felt quieter, but not as lonely. Alex closed the gate himself. Then he returned to the kitchen, where Tu Na sat with Henry, tearing soft pieces of bread for him. For the first time all day, Alex sat down before the work was finished. Tu Na looked at him. "Do you think it was Min?" Alex took a breath. "I think Min knows something. That is different." Tu Na nodded slowly. That difference mattered. When pressure rises, people become hungry for a name. A name feels like an answer. But naming too early can create another wound. Alex had learned to move carefully, find facts, protect the next step, keep the home from becoming a courtroom. That evening, Alex placed the sample boxes near the inner wall instead of beside the outer door. He locked the workshop, then tied a thin piece of string between the door handle and a small nail on the frame. Tu Na watched him. "Will that stop anyone?" "No," Alex said, "but it will tell me if the door was opened." Again, not expensive, not dramatic, useful. That was how Alex protected things, layer by layer. A photo, a note, a signature, a changed place, a small string, a calm question, a gate closed before dark, a wife told to rest before she collapsed. None of those steps look powerful alone. Together, they made the family breathe easier. Later, after Henry had fallen asleep, Tu Na and Alex sat on the porch. The yard was dark except for the porch light and the faint shine of water in a basin. Tu Na wrapped the towel around her hands again. "I was afraid," she said. Alex looked at her. "Of the samples?" She shook her head. "Of what it would do to us?" Alex said nothing, so she continued. "If we start looking at everyone like they might betray us, the workshop will change. The house will change. I don't want Henry to grow up in a home where every sound feels suspicious." Alex listened. That was another kind of work. Not fixing. Listening. Tu Na's voice became smaller. "But I also know we cannot be careless." Alex nodded. "We won't be careless, but we won't become hard either." That was the balance they had to learn. Soft hearts need strong systems. Without systems, soft hearts get wounded. Without softness, systems become cold. The next morning, Min still did not come. Alex sent one message. "Are you safe? You can hold mine." That tiny offer broke something open in the room. Tu Na pressed her lips together and nodded. "Thank you, Henry." Ba Tang looked at Alex. "You are checking who spoke," she said. "That is right. But check also who is not speaking." Alex understood. Tu Na looked away. Ba Tang continued, softer now. "Doubt inside a home can break more than pressure outside it. Outside pressure makes people stand together. Inside doubt makes people stand alone." No one answered. The kettle made a small sound behind them. That sentence stayed in the wooden house longer than anyone expected. After lunch, Alex changed the work arrangement. Not dramatically, not with punishment. He simply made the sample area smaller. Only one table would be used for premium orders. I slept badly. Batang put the bag down and took Tu Na's hand. Her fingers were cold. Batang's eyes changed. That is not only bad sleep. Tu Na tried to pull her hand back. I'm fine. There is just a lot to do. Batang looked toward the workshop, then at Henry sitting on the porch, trying to roll his pomelo in a straight line. She understood more than Tu Na wanted to explain. Worry does not always cry. Sometimes it cooks breakfast. Sometimes it ties labels. Sometimes it says, I'm fine, while standing beside cold water. Batang picked Henry up and settled him beside her. I will watch him, she said. You sit. Tu Na shook her head. No, I still need to sit, Batang repeated, not harshly, but with love strong enough to leave no room for argument. Only finished fruit could enter that table. No pricing notebook would be left open. No label design would be discussed when visitors were nearby. Every sample box would have a batch number written inside the lid and outside the carton. Every person helping with the premium batch would sign the page, not as a threat, but as a record. When Alex explained it to the workers, his voice stayed calm. We are not saying anyone did wrong, he said, but from now on, the work must protect all of us. That mattered. When a system is built after a problem, people often feel accused. So Alex made the purpose clear. The system was not to catch someone first. It was to prevent confusion first. One worker nodded quickly. Another looked uncomfortable. Tu Na sat on the low wooden bench near the kitchen wall. For the first time that day, her body seemed to understand it was allowed to be tired. Her shoulders dropped. Batang placed a warm cup in her hands. Drink slowly. Outside, Alex saw them from the workshop. He did not interrupt, but something in his face changed. After a few minutes, he came in and stood near the doorway. How long have your hands been cold? He asked. Tu Na looked down. It's nothing. Batang clicked her tongue. That sentence has made many women sick. Alex did not smile. He warmed a folded towel near the stove and wrapped it around Tu Na's hands. No speech, no blame, just action. Henry watched with wide eyes. Mommy cold? A little, Tu Na said. Henry pushed his pomelo toward her foot. It asks honest people to defend themselves when something goes wrong. A record is not an accusation. A record is a fence, not a wall to push people away, but a small fence to keep confusion from entering. Alex took photos of every sample box before sealing it. Front, side, top, label, inside, arrangement. Then he placed plain tape across each lid and signed over the tape with a black marker. Nothing fancy, nothing expensive, but useful. If the box was opened, the signature would break. If the label changed, the photo would show it. If the weight changed, the notebook would catch it. Tu Na stood beside him, trying to focus, but her fingers were cold. She rubbed them together without noticing. Alex noticed. He always noticed more than he said. Before he could ask, Henry ran toward the table. Then he asked Tu Na one careful question. Who stood near this table yesterday? Not who she suspected, only who she saw. That difference mattered. Tu Na thought for a moment, then named each person slowly. Alex wrote them down on a clean page. At the top, he wrote the date. Under it, he wrote, Premium Pomelo Sample Batch, Atom Shipment. Then he made 3 columns, person, reason, time. Tu Na watched his pen move across the paper. We should have done this earlier, she said. Alex shook his head. We do it now. That was his way, not blaming the past, correcting the next step. And that was the first lesson of the day. Trust is important, but trust without a record becomes heavy. It asks tired people to remember perfectly. "Can I touch?" Henry asked, reaching for a pomelo. Tu Na quickly stopped him. "Not this one, Henry. This one is going far away." Henry's face fell. Alex softened. He picked up a smaller pomelo from another basket and placed it in Henry's hands. "This one can stay home." Henry hugged it like a toy and walked back to the porch. For a moment, the tension loosened. Only a little. Enough to remind Tu Na that this was not only about fruit, price, or business. It was about keeping the home steady. Near noon, Alex called one of the regular workers. "Did Min say why he is not coming today?" The worker hesitated. "He said he had something to do." "What thing?" "I don't know. He left early yesterday, too." Alex's eyes lowered. The morning began with a small wrongness, not loud enough to frighten Henry, not clear enough for Tu Na to name. The kettle was still singing in the kitchen. A basket of washed vegetables sat beside the basin. Henry's small sandals lay crooked near the porch. One turned sideways, as if he had run out of them too quickly. Everything looked like an ordinary morning at the wooden house. But Alex stood still beside the workshop table. The premium pomelo samples were not where he had left them. They were not gone. They were not broken. But the wrapping paper had shifted. One label corner was bent. The notebook where he had written the first pricing idea was closed, but the string around it had been tied the wrong way. To another person, those details might mean nothing. They had chosen the best fruit, cleaned each skin carefully, tested simple wrapping, checked box sizes, and tried to make the package feel honest, not expensive for show. Tu Na had stayed up tying small tags by hand. Alex had checked weight, firmness, freshness, and color. Even Henry had sat near them playing with pieces of string and asking why the pomelos were wearing little clothes. It had felt like a small door opening. Not a rich door, not an easy door, but a door. And now Alex felt something had already leaked before the shipment even left. Not fruit, not money, information. He opened the notebook and looked at the names in his mind. Only a few people had seen the full sample table. Tu Na, Ba Tang. For a short moment, 2 regular workers, 1 packaging helper, and Min, a young man who often helped wash, sort, and carry boxes. Min was quiet and polite. He had never caused trouble. But that morning, Min had not come. No message, no call, no explanation. For one missed day, Alex would not normally worry. But this was the day after the layout had been changed. The day after Adam's shipment had been prepared. The day after someone had asked too many casual questions near the table. Tu Na stepped closer. "You think someone talked?" Alex closed the notebook. "I don't know yet." That answer was honest, but it did not comfort her. Sometimes, "I don't know yet" is heavier than "yes." Tu Na looked around the workshop. Bamboo baskets leaned against the wall, clean towels hung near the basin. A line of sunlight crossed the floor and touched the sample boxes. This place had always felt busy. Now it felt exposed. Workers had walked in and out all week. Neighbors had stopped by to ask about prices. A man had delivered tape. A woman from the next village had looked at the new boxes a little too long. Curiosity was not a crime, but loose talk could still hurt. A big company could lose one idea and keep moving. A small family could lose one buyer, one price advantage, one reputation, and feel the damage for months. Alex did not accuse anyone. That was his first rule. When trust is already fragile, careless words can break it faster than the original mistake. So he began with what he could prove. He checked which box had moved. He checked the label. He checked the notebook. Then she had thought about the money spent on boxes, then the workers' wages, then what would happen if Adam changed his mind. By morning, her body was still moving, but her strength had not returned. That was the second lesson families often ignore. They protect the product. They protect the buyer. They protect the gate. But they forget to protect the person who quietly keeps everything from falling apart. Tuna was not weak, but strong people also get tired. Near noon, Ba Tang arrived carrying a small cloth bag of herbs and a few eggs from her yard. She came through the bamboo gate quietly, the way elders do when a place feels like family. But the moment she saw Tuna, she stopped. "Your face is pale," Ba Tang said. Tuna smiled too quickly. To Alex, they meant someone had touched what should have stayed untouched. Tuna came to the doorway, wiping her hands on a towel. "Did something happen?" she asked. Alex did not answer immediately. He looked from the samples to the door, then toward the dusty path outside the workshop. "I'm checking something," he said. Only 3 words. But Tuna knew his silence. Alex was not a man who shouted when he was worried. He became quieter, more careful, more present, and that kind of silence made the house feel smaller. The premium pomelos were not just fruit. For weeks, Alex and Tuna had been preparing a sample box for Adam, a buyer who had shown interest in their farm. These were not pomelos thrown into sacks and sold by weight. After the packaging table was cleaned? Yes. Alex thanked him and ended the call. Still no accusation, only another note in the notebook. Tuna saw him write it down, and her stomach tightened. She wanted him to say something reassuring, but Alex would not give comfort he could not prove. That was one of the hardest things about loving someone practical. Sometimes they fixed the door before admitting they were afraid. Tuna returned to the kitchen, but her hands moved slowly. The porridge thickened in the pot. The spoon tapped the side too many times. She forgot the salt until the end. She had barely slept the night before. After Henry had fallen asleep, she had stayed beside the sample tags, trimming loose threads and checking the handwriting. That day did not make the wooden house fearless. It made it wiser. Alex learned that a small family business must protect its samples, notes, prices, packaging, and delivery steps before confusion reaches the buyer. Tuna learned that her own strength also needed protection. And together they understood something deeper. Trust is not protected by closing every door. It is protected by clear steps, calm records, honest care, and a home where no one has to carry fear alone.